Meantime, the Lakers. Okay, so here's what LeBron says. There have been times when we're at our best, we look really good. And there are other times where it's disgusting.
You know what that sounds like, Ernie?
What?
Sounds like an old man. Like when you wake up in the morning, sometimes I'll be like, ooh, I feel good. Then that next day you'd be like,
that's
sciatica,
disgusting.
Sciatica, it's hurting me.
Charles Barkley went after the Lakers again. And this time, what came out of his mouth was so brutally precise it hurt to agree with. The Washington Generals comparison, the Oprah giveaway impression, the sciatica shot aimed directly at LeBron's knees. Chuck didn't hold back a single word, and every single one hit its target. This segment was different. Tell me in the comments, are the Lakers a genuine playoff contender in the West, or is Barkley reading their obituary in real time?
Why do you hate the Lakers? Chuck, tell us.
Why I hate the Lakers? It's always somebody else's fault. Remember 3 years ago, it was Russell Westbrook's fault. Then it was Frank Vogel's fault. Then it was D'Angelo Russell's fault. Then it was Darvin Ham's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And it bothers me. Listen, you don't always blame other people for your shortcomings.
Before we unpack what he actually said, let's give Charles Barkley the credit he deserves because the man has turned Lakers analysis into a performing art at this point.
Lakers like an Oprah Winfrey show. You get a basket. You get a basket. You get a basket. Everybody who plays against the Lakers, they gonna make everybody look good. I mean, they're like the Washington Generals. They gonna make every team's the Globetrotters against them. I mean, and we can keep sugarcoating it, and I know they gonna make us talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are a mediocre team.
If you've watched Inside the NBA more than twice, you already know the Lakers are Chuck's go-to subject. Not because he admires them, because they hand him comedic ammunition on a nightly basis. The kind of material that makes grown adults choke on their food.
The Lakers prove to what I keep saying. The Lakers stink, plain and simple. We have to talk about them because the media is infatuated with the Lakers. But the Lakers are not a good team. They got zero athletic ability. They got a good shot every time. The Lakers could never keep them in front of them. This was a coaching masterpiece by Jason Kidd because there's no way that team that the Mavs put out there, especially one winning by 20, basically.
The Lakers have been fueling Chuck's highlight reel for years. And the latest Inside the NBA episode handed him fresh material that he wielded like a surgeon. It started with LeBron's own words. LeBron said, direct quote, that sometimes the Lakers look really good at their best and other times it's disgusting. He used that word himself, disgusting, in a press conference about his own team. That's either brutal honesty or a distress signal depending on your perspective.
He just described who he should be and who the team should be based on what their personnel is at that time. They are old in certain parts. They don't have perimeter.
Wait, he's the only one old.
But they don't have perimeter defense. Boom, young at the perimeter. So now there's no resistance for guys that get downhill.
Yes.
And I think that is the biggest thing. You know, yes, they don't have a great shot blocker, but they have shot block ability. But they do not have resistance at the 1, 2, and 3 position. And that is indicative of why they play like that.
Barkley grabbed that quote and turned it into something unforgettable. He said it sounds like an old man waking up every morning. One day everything works. You feel sharp. You move well. Next day the sciatica is screaming and nothing cooperates. The connection between LeBron's description and the reality of aging was so precise the entire set collapsed laughing. And the thing is, it wasn't cruelty. It was truth. LeBron is in his 40s playing professional basketball. His team swings between brilliant and unwatchable with zero warning. That's not random. That's what happens when a 41-year-old body is asked to perform at the highest level on back-to-back nights. And Chuck wasn't finished. He's never finished when the Lakers are involved.
J.J. Bennett going more to his own, too, to address the defensive issues on that team.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, like Luka and Austin Reaves have been terrific offensively. Luka flirt with a triple-double every night. Austin Reaves been killing the league, averaging over 25 points, but they've been a turnstile on defense. And whoever comes to town can just beat them off the dribble, drive and kick, and get other guys open. But you wanted to also get more from DeAndre Ayton as an anchor when you acquire him as the Lakers. And he's been pedestrian a lot of times, and I just don't think the Lakers, even though LeBron does a really good job at his.
But when you open a bee's nest and all the bees, it's hard to block all the bees. You got DeAndre in there like this. Like, come on, it's like you got to have resistance out front.
But even offensively,
the panel shifted into genuine basketball analysis, and it was worth hearing. Behind the comedy, the Lakers have a real structural problem. They lack perimeter defenders at the 1, 2, and 3 who can stop guards and wings from attacking downhill. When nobody contains the ball at the point of attack, everything behind it breaks. Shot blockers get overwhelmed. Rotations get frantic. The entire defense becomes reactive instead of proactive. D'Angelo Ayton was brought in to anchor the paint, clean up the mess, provide deterrence at the rim. By honest evaluation, he's been average, not catastrophic. Not the answer either. The bee's nest analogy surfaced, and it's actually perfect. No perimeter resistance means every driver reaches the paint at full speed. You can have all the size and length you want back there, but if 5 bees are already through the nest simultaneously, you're not blocking all of them. The math of rotating and recovering doesn't work when the first line of defense doesn't exist.
They gonna make us talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are a mediocre team. Now they got some really good teams in the West that we should be talking about, because I'm starting to get on this San Antonio bandwagon right now. Obviously we got OKC and Denver, we got Houston, but man, them Spurs, they're knocking on that door.
And Luka, Dončić, and Austin Reaves have been electric offensively. That's not debatable. Luka flirts with triple-doubles nightly. Reaves is averaging north of 25 points and has been one of the West's most impressive individual performers this season. Scoring isn't the Lakers' problem. They can put numbers on the board against anybody.
Still, number 5 in the West right now, the Lakers, and for the 11th time this season, expected to have LeBron and Austin Reaves and Luka Dončić together on the floor.
You get a basket. Which is
better rarity.
What you want to do? What you want to do?
Then Barkley dropped the Oprah impression. You get a basket. You get a basket. Everybody gets a basket. Comparing the Lakers' defense to Oprah's famous car giveaway was so perfectly crafted it deserved applause. Because that's exactly how the Lakers defend right now. Every opponent walks in and collects their points like audience members collecting prizes. Come on in. Grab your career night. It's on the house. Then came the Washington Generals line. For anyone unfamiliar, the Generals exist solely to lose to the Harlem Globetrotters. Their entire purpose is making the other team look spectacular by getting destroyed night after night. Professionally, structurally, by design, Barkley looked at the Los Angeles Lakers, 17 championships, Kareem, Magic, Shaq, Kobe, and called them the Washington Generals. Every opponent becomes the Globetrotters against them. Every team gets to put on a show because the Lakers make everybody look elite. The set laughed, the audience laughed, and somewhere inside the chest of every Lakers fan, a quiet voice whispered, "He's not wrong." The Clippers' Lawrence Frank tried spinning his own team's situation, claiming their goals hadn't changed, and this wasn't a white flag moment. Barkley dismantled that instantly, pointing out the Clippers have waved every color of flag in existence: purple, orange, blue. The white flag is just the latest in a collection that started growing the moment Kawhi Leonard's injury history became a permanent chapter in their franchise story. But the Lakers owned this segment, and Barkley made sure they wore it. Beneath the entertainment, the defensive analysis was legitimate. The Lakers sit 5th in the West, which sounds respectable until you realize 5th means navigating a bracket containing Oklahoma City, Denver, Houston, and San Antonio, all playing tighter, smarter, more defensively sound basketball. Barkley specifically mentioned jumping on the Spurs bandwagon, and that deserves attention. Chuck doesn't volunteer praise without reason. San Antonio sits 3rd in the West. They've beaten OKC, the top seed, 3 times this season. Dylan Harper is averaging 11 points per game as a 19-year-old rookie. The organization rebuilt around youth with genuine ceiling, and the trajectory suggests this isn't a one-year accident. The Lakers, by comparison, are constructed around an aging legend nearing the finish line. A generational talent in Luka who hasn't fully merged with the team's identity, and a supporting cast that can score but can't stop anyone. Some nights it clicks. Other nights it's disgusting. Exactly the word LeBron chose. What makes Barkley's commentary transcend comedy is his willingness to say what polished analysts won't. The Lakers are mediocred. Not bad enough to rebuild. Not good enough to genuinely threaten the West's best. Stuck in that painful middle ground where LeBron's gravity guarantees national attention, but the roster can't convert that attention into anything meaningful when May arrives. The aging conversation makes media uncomfortable, which is exactly why Barkley delivering it through a sciatica joke is both hilarious and necessary. Playing professional basketball at 41, even with LeBron's legendary maintenance, produces exactly the inconsistency he described. Great nights and disgusting nights. Good mornings and bad mornings. Some days the body cooperates. Some days it doesn't. This isn't disrespect. His longevity is a genuine athletic marvel. But respecting the achievement doesn't mean pretending the decline is invisible. Barkley is among the only voices in mainstream sports media willing to state that plainly without burying it under disclaimers. The stat about LeBron, Reaves, and Luka sharing the floor only 11 times this season was revealing. 11 games together past the midpoint of the season. Injuries, load management, scheduling conflicts. The core trio hasn't had the reps to build chemistry, trust, or defensive cohesion. You can't develop playoff-level rotational instincts in 11 games. The zone defense conversation told you everything about where the coaching staff stands. Zone is what teams deploy when their individual defenders can't hold their ground one-on-one. It works as a wrinkle. As a sustained playoff strategy against elite offenses, it's a bandage on a broken bone. OKC, Denver. San Antonio will dissect a zone and feast on it. The Washington Generals comparison stings because the Lakers have spent all season making opponents look better than they are. Teams attack the perimeter, blow past defenders, drive into the paint, kick out for open threes, and leave with stat lines that look like highlight packages. The Globetrotters have been running through the Lakers' defense with the same ease they've been running through the actual Generals since 1971. Chuck saw it, said it. The set laughed. Every Lakers fan laughed too. That specific, painful laugh reserved for truths about something you love. The West is legitimately loaded this year. OKC on top, San Antonio rising, Denver carrying championship DNA, Houston bringing young energy and defensive bite. The Lakers, sitting fifth, have serious ground to cover if they want to be treated as anything more than a first-round departure for whoever draws them. Barkley won't stop talking about the Lakers. They're too reliable a source of material and too visible a franchise to ignore. But the quality of ammunition they're providing him has genuinely improved this season. And that should concern anyone hoping the Lakers figure it out before April. You get a basket. You get a basket. Everybody gets a basket. Barkley called the Lakers the Washington Generals on national television, and the hardest part is building a case against him right now. The defense is what it is. The sciatica joke was earned. The Oprah impression was flawless. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your Lakers take in the comments.